Our next video will cover looking at US Newsstream and ImageQuest to see what kind of sources they can provide for your work. The first thing you're going to want to do is click on US Newsstream from the library class page. At this point, you're being asked to sign into your library account, which is a combination of your last name and the barcode number either on the bottom of your library card or student ID. If you do not have a library card yet, we can make one for you and send you a number online. The process takes a little less than a day. You can do that by clicking Get a Library Card right underneath the login in order to get to that information. And then once you're here on this page, click Library Card Request Form, and then fill in the information you have right here in order to be able to request a card, and then your library card number will be emailed to you in a little less than a day. Let's click back in again on US Newsstream and click Login. And what we're searching when we're searching US Newsstream is the full text from newspapers from around the country. You're going to discover there are a couple of different ways that you can search US Newsstream. The first thing I'm going to do is start by searching for Roy Plunkett, who is one of the scientists that someone might be working on. And right away I'm going to narrow to full text only and look for all dates. For some of you, when you do your first search, you might also add the product that your scientist worked on. So for example, Teflon here is what Roy Plunkett was able to create. I'm going to click search. And at this point you can start to see a couple of different things. So first of all, we've got 148 results that mention Roy Plunkett and Teflon. You'll also see one of the things you're being asked to do for this project is talk about the health or the environmental impact of your molecule. With Article 1, this is a good example of some of the hidden implications of the creation of Teflon, which I think people did not quite realize when the molecule was first synthesized. In this database, when you're looking for information, clicking on the title of any article is a good way to get more information about that article. So you'll see when I click on this title, we're reading Poisons Hiding in Plain Sight. It's in the blood of 99% of Americans. PFAS contaminations is Michigan's biggest environmental crisis in 40 years. The article is fairly current. It was written by Keith Matheny for the Detroit Free Press on the 28th of April 2019. It's on page A9 was where it was originally printed. As you scroll down, you'll see that you can actually read the entire text of the article right here on the screen in front of you. Scroll back up, and if you decide that you would like to use this article for your project, you can see an option to save that article as a PDF right here, to email yourself an electronic copy of the article. And I actually like this option because when you click on email, you'll see that not only can you send the full text, but you can send yourself a sample APA-style citation for the article. You will also be able to send this to whatever email address you normally check. It does not have to be your @dupage.edu email. You can also change your subject line in order to be able to make sure that you're getting something that you'll recognize later on. So click on the article title to read the full text. Click on Save as PDF to download a copy to your computer, or click Email in order to be able to send yourself the full text of the article and a sample citation. I'm going to click back one more time. Some of you just may discover that when you do your search for your scientist, you may have trouble finding that person. There are a couple of tricks you can use in order to be able to look for more information about your scientist specifically. One is, if you'll notice as I look here, it looks like everyone is referring to him as Roy J. Plunkett. So if I add a J here to my name, so that I'm exactly imitating what I'm seeing in the newspapers, and then put quotation marks around the name itself, what it's telling the database is look for these words in exactly this order. At that point, when I click search again, you'll see that in this case it didn't really make too big a difference to my search results because my first set of search results were pretty good, but for some of you that may actually make a large difference. The second thing I would recommend that you do is that you'll see over here on the left, the database is automatically sorting by most recent article first. For some of you, changing that to relevance over here on the left side of the screen will mean that, hey, rather than getting an article about Teflon and environmental contamination, instead I can see an article about Plunkett, probably his obituary. That should tell you more about his life. I am going to head back to that library class page again now, and let's take a moment to look at ImageQuest as well. So ImageQuest is a unique database for us in that it is primarily images. This can be a wonderful place to look up images about your scientist or images for your molecule as well. So for example, if I'm looking for images for Charles Goodyear, You can see that there are several images of this scientist here. Click on any one of them that you are interested in. And not only do you have the option to download the file to your computer or to Google Drive if you're using that, but over here on the left side of the screen, you can click Cite, and then once again, you can get an APA-style citation for the photograph you're using, which you can easily put into your works cited at the end of your presentation. The last thing I want to point out about ImageQuest is that not only is it a good place to look for information about your scientist, but you can actually search for information about the molecule that you're looking for as well. So for example, if I do a search for Teflon here, like the last searches I was doing, you'll see that there are great images both of the research with Teflon as well as images, for example, of the polymer chain that you would potentially want to be able to use in your presentation as well. Okay, that's it for this video. Thank you.